Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite YouTube channel and podcast, Talking Ravens all day, every day, with your host, Justin P. and my MVP co host, Miss Shannon Fitch, and Super Dave the Mailman. This is episode 89 for the YouTube channel, and for the audio version, season 1, episode 46. Y'all could check out the audio versions right there in the description. All the listed platforms are right there, and right below that is me, Dave, and Shannon's social media platforms as well, where you can follow us as well. So for those who probably can't watch the live, you can always subscribe to the show. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever you got. Today we're doing a preview of the Week 9 game versus the Seahawks. This will probably be Fox game of the week. You got a 5-2 team and 6-2 team, the 5-2 team. We play each other with the Seahawks. They have an early bye week. It's going to be an interesting matchup. So, we always go first with the coaching. Let me highlight that. So, we're going to start with Dave as always. So, Dave, the floor is yours.
No doubt, man. Listen, man, Baltimore, we in the building. But look, I'm going to call this one even, man, because Pete Carroll overall has done a great job since leaving USC and taking over in Seattle in 2010. He won a Super Bowl in 2013 against Denver, and he lost one on the worst play ever in 2014. But the Seahawks, they're always contenders. He has a 133 and 83 and 1 record during his whole tenure. But in my opinion, the Ravens, they're kind of the Ravens of the NFC. They're flying under the radar. No one's really talking about them. Everybody's talking about Philly, San Francisco, and Dallas. But Seattle's coming. They're sitting at the top of the NFC West right now, ahead of San Francisco. Shane Waldron has done a great job as offensive coordinator. He's really helped turn Geno Smith's career around. And Clint Hurt, he's an underrated defensive coordinator. Seattle has the 4th best defense since week 4. So they're really looking good. But the Raven coaches, they've been great. Come on now. Harbaugh, he's having one of his best seasons. Todd Monken has the offense jamming. He's been coming up. He's been great with coming up with game plans. He mixed it up great last week. With the run and the pass. We did more running than passing last week because Arizona didn't have a good run defense. And Mike McDonald, what can I say? The defense has been top notch. Number 1 defense. I mean, let's go. Come on now. But I'm gonna call this one even overall.
Ready for me to go?
Okay. So, all right, Dave, going with the tie. Go ahead, Shannon.
Okay. I see Dave's point about it being pretty much even. Even with you looking at the history of Pete Carroll and things like that, it's just interesting to me that John Harbaugh doesn't get that same regard. I mean, I guess if you want to say because Pete has been to 2 Super Bowls and John Harbaugh has been to 1, but John Harbaugh teams are always in the thick of things. I mean, even with injuries, even when you think that they're out of it, they're never out of it. The guys always play hard for him. Um, and when I look at this year, and I look at all the adversity that we faced starting in training camp, even up until now, like all of the injuries, guys in and out the lineup. I mean, the Ravens are still 6-2 right now. A lot of teams won't be able to do that. And when you look at the teams that we've played and the teams that we've beat, in comparison to the teams that the Seahawks have played and who they've beat, now I'm not one to diminish opponents, like to say, well, they didn't play anybody. I don't want to say that. But if we're going to compare resumes and compare coaches and who has done what and just looking at everything and it's and all, I'm going to give the edge to the Ravens. I mean, like I said, we've had guys in and out of the lineup offensively and defensively and still have one of the best defenses in the league. The offense still has done enough in most games to win. I mean, even the 2 losses that we've had, I think we all can agree we probably would have won those if it wasn't for self-inflicted mistakes. But I love Pete Carroll. I think he's a great coach. He's one of the better coaches in the league. I can understand them being pretty much even, but just based on how things have went this year and what we've dealt with in comparison to what they've dealt with, I'm going to give the edge to the Ravens this week.
All right, head coaching versus head coach is definitely a tie. Like I said, Pete Carroll, Harbaugh, basically got the same resume for the most part. Just Pete Carroll went back, just has another Super Bowl appearance. What gives us the edge is the coordinators, Mike McDonald and Todd Monken, two proven guys. The Seahawks defensive coordinator, I didn't even know who they were until Dave said it. So that shows you how much we literally know about those guys. So overall, the edge goes to us because, like I said, I'm factoring the coordinators into this. So definitely the Ravens by a slight margin. All right, now it gets funky. The quarterback position: Geno Smith and Lamar Jackson. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh man, I know it's the Ravens. Wait, hold, you hear that? That's MVP chance for Lamar Jackson, man. Action Jackson. He is looking better than he did in his MVP year, in my opinion. He's just getting it done. I mean, look, here's a fun stat for you. 17-1 against the NFC. He's dominating them. He had another efficient game last week, 18 for 27, 157 yards and a touchdown. He just did what he needed to do. He had 1,767 yards, 9 touchdowns on the season, 70% passing. So he is doing what he needs to do. But Geno Smith, he's been decent this year, but I think he's taking a step back. He has 9 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He's thrown for 1,645 yards, but it's the turnovers, man. But he's been solid when he's needed to do. He makes the throws when he needs to. Like I said, Seattle, they're playing good ball. But this is Lamar Jackson, man. He's killing it.
Well said, Dave. Go ahead, Shannon.
I agree with Dave. And I like Geno. He's a great redemption story. Particularly, how we know everything he's went through. To be a starter, to then be a backup, to then come back and be another starter again. I agree that this season he doesn't look as good as he's looked like last year in comparison to last year. But when you talk about him and Lamar, I don't really think there's any competition. I mean, we talk about Lamar being a top 5 quarterback, possibly the MVP for the season. I don't think that Geno is in those conversations this season. But again, he's not a bad quarterback. He can definitely, make the throws and move the ball down the field. I'm not taking nothing away from him. But if you're asking me to compare him and Lamar, I'm giving it to Lamar, and it's not even an edge. Lamar is a better quarterback than Geno.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be too long with this. It's 8, man. Like I said, 8. Geno definitely, like you said, it was a good. He should have probably got comeback player of the year. It was a good comeback story. Like I said, they had been shipped out of New York, both New York teams, Giants and Jets. You know what I mean? He came, lit it up last year. That everybody felt like the Seahawks were gonna be left for dead once Russell Wilson got traded. But Geno stayed afloat, made it happen. But it's 8, man. Lamar is on another MVP campaign right now. Is him and Tua, Hurts, and Mahomes. Those are the 4 guys right now. But Lamar's definitely in that conversation for winning his second MVP. So it's Lamar hand by a landslide. So Ravens get this one as well. All right, now this one going to get a little interesting. We're gonna go running back. Square Dave.
Man, I hate to say it, but I gotta give it to Seattle. Kenneth Walker has been one of Seattle's best players, in my opinion. He's the real main key to their success. I mean, in 7 games, 516 yards and 6 touchdowns. So he's really carried Seattle. And Zach Charbonnet is a very good backup. He's averaging 5.6 a carry himself. But back to Kenneth Walker, he has 60 yards in 6 out of 7 games. And he's 7th in the league in rushing. But it's not by much because Gus Edwards is really picking up steam, man. He's really emerged over these last 2 weeks. He's finally really getting a chance to carry the load and be the guy. And you could really see the confidence now. You know what I'm saying? They're giving him the ball on the goal line, which they should have been doing because he should have more than 5 touchdowns, in my opinion. He could be leading the league in touchdowns if he had the opportunity. He had 426 yards, which was 15th in the league, which that's pretty good. And his best game of the year last week, like I said, 80 yards and 3 touchdowns. So Gus the Bus is coming, but I'm gonna give it the edge to Seattle by a little bit.
Okay, well said. Go ahead, Shannon.
I too give that to Seattle. Their running game has been the best part of their offense all season. With the Ravens, we've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks. It's been more or less like running back by committee. But I do think, like what you said, Dave, last week it was shown that we can ride Gus. Like Gus could be that guy. We don't have to do the running back by committee thing. We could, go full throttle with Gus. And I feel like if we do that for the rest of the year, we'll have a different outcome as far as the run game is concerned. But just comparing the two teams, I definitely give that to Seattle.
Yeah, it's for me. It's the Seahawks. Kenneth Walker by himself outrushed all our running backs last year. It's just like it's not close.
Mm-hmm.
And Gus is definitely showing that he could be that lead back, but definitely Kenneth Walker, man. Kid had 600 yards last year. Like you said, Zach Carbonet. They still got Kenny McIntosh, DJ Daniel, and DJ Dallas, Miami Hurricane guy. Yeah, Gus and Justice Hill and Keaton Mitchell, they're doing okay, but it's definitely the Seahawks got this one, by a nice
Mm-hmm.
little margin, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
All right, get interesting again right here. All right, wide receivers and tight ends. So go ahead, Dave. Floor's yours.
I'm still gonna go with Baltimore on this one. I'm gonna tell you why. This one is close, but I'm gonna give us the edge because when it comes down to it, Mark Andrews is showing why he's an All-Pro. 6 touchdowns to lead all tight ends, and Zay Flowers is really continuing his great rookie season. Beckham and Bateman, they've made plays when their numbers been called. But of course for Seattle, they have a top receiving duo, but they're a little inconsistent in my opinion. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, they're good. Jackson Smith and Jigma, he's a good rookie, but once again, that went up and down. When it comes to the, third, fourth quarter and the game, when you really need them to make plays, they haven't really made the plays. But so, like I said, I'm gonna give it to the Ravens, but there's a lots of talent on both sides of the ball.
All right, well said. Go ahead, Shannon.
Dave took the words right out of my mouth. I have a lot of respect for Seattle's wide receiver core. Even you throw their tight ends in there, they have the names, right? Even Pete Carroll said this week that he thinks about what their offense could be if they drafted Zay Flowers instead of the rookie they drafted 2 picks before him. Not that they don't like their guy, but they could see what we have in Zay. And when you look at the Ravens,
Damn,
when
Pete.
when he did, I mean, he said that. No, he said that. I was looking at that earlier. But when you look at the Ravens core as a whole,
Damn,
I mean,
JSN just scored. He just scored the last 2 weeks.
yeah, I mean, he didn't say anything. He said he liked his guy. He just said
No,
he can't help but think
yeah.
about how it would be if they had Zay. So that's with all of that being
Right,
said,
right,
it
right,
makes me
right,
feel like okay, like the Ravens have something. Like I said, we were high on our own wide receiver core, and then we dealt with some injuries and guys were in out the lineup. Since we played the Steelers, guys have been back. We've seen what the offense can be with them. Mark Andrews is what sets them apart to me. I mean, we call him Andrews. He's one of the better tight ends, probably the best. Could be 1, 2, 3, however you want to put him, but he's in that conversation. I was also looking into some things about the Seattle Seahawks, and they were talking about their red zone woes that they've had this season. That's something that we're familiar with as well. And DK Metcalf, they said they were just talking about him just coming back last week, having a pretty good game last week against the Browns. But overall, I do think I respect who they have out there, but I'm giving it to the Ravens, and it's because of Mark Andrews.
We're gonna disagree right here. I gotta go with Seattle for the simple fact DK and Tyler Lockett, 1,000 yard receivers. 1,000 yard receivers, like that's hard. That's we don't have that as of right now. Yes, Mark Andrews is amazing. Is amazing.
Well, do
That's
they
why
got
it's
thousand
not as
yards right
bad.
now? Do they got 1,000 yards
No,
right
the season
now?
not. No. I'm just saying the last couple of years, DK and Tyler Lockett, you know what you're getting out them two. Us is still waiting to be seen. So in that, and then Dwayne Eskridge, and then JSN and Noah Fant, not a bad tight end. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks by a slight margin. All right. All right. Next one right here. Offensive line. Go ahead, Derek. Go ahead, Dave.
I'm gonna give it to the Ravens on this one. Baltimore really offensive line put on a clinic last week. In my opinion, we have a top three offensive line in the league. Lamar's been sitting back comfortably. Gus, Justice Hill, when he's in the game, they've been running through big holes everywhere. I think Stanley, Tyler Linderbaum, and Zyler have Pro Bowl potential this year. They're really elite this season. Seattle's offensive line, they've also been good. They're one of the better run blocking teams as well. Like I said, we just talked about Kenneth Walker. And Charles Cross, he's the elite left tackle. So I'm gonna give it to us by a little bit, but Seattle's up there.
Go ahead, Shannon.
I'm going to give it to the Ravens, just off the fact that Seattle, from what I saw, they've been dealing with injuries like we dealt with injuries as well on the offensive line, and they're just now starting to get it figured out over the past couple of weeks. The Ravens have shown how great they can be, but not only the offensive line, we're looking for consistency from the whole offense. But it's not like it's a big margin of who I'm saying the Ravens are so much better than the Seahawks offensive line, but I'm just going to give it to them this go round.
Yeah, definitely the Ravens. Like I said, you got the kid Abraham Lucas, Charles Cross, like you said, the Ethan Ponick, but it's still a lot of holes that us. We got more main staple guys. Ronnie Stanley, a left tackle, now that he's healthy. You got Linderbaum, center, Kevin Zeitler, who's now has officially beaten all 32 teams. Congratulations. Morgan Moses, that's steady, dependable right tackle. And then you got Leahy and Patrick McCarr, those guys that can fill in, and Ben Cleveland whenever he's called upon. So, in that particular reason, I'm giving it to the Ravens. All right, uh, go with an interior defensive line. Go ahead, Dave.
All right, with the big boys in the middle on that D line, I'm actually going to have to call this one even right here. Baltimore, we have one of the best
Okay.
defensive lines in the business, but Seattle does also as well because they can really stop that run. But Baltimore, we're leading the league in sacks. Michael Pierce was one of the best players on the field last week. He was all over the place, hitting everybody. Mad at BK, Clowney. Once again, I'm going to keep saying it every week. We need to extend him, give him a multi-year contract because we cannot let him go. And Broderick Washington, he's also playing at a high level. But Seattle, the top 5 D line as well. They really pushed the chips in and they added to it. They picked up Leonard Williams from the Giants. I mean, wow. You put him with Draymond
Big
Jones
move.
and Jaron Reed, who was a beast at nose tackle. I mean, wow. So this is really going to be, in my opinion, where the game is won. Whose D line is going to dominate more? But I'm going to call this one even.
Go ahead, Shannon.
I think Dave been looking at my notes because I was going to say the same thing. Um, I think that the Ravens defensive line, they've been impressive. We talked about what would need to be done with the defense up front in order for each other level to have success, and the defense have been the best part of this team all season. And then for the Seahawks to make the trade they made to get the guy from the Giants is like, okay, like they say, the rich keep getting richer. That's what that was for me. But I'm calling it even because it's like I want to say the Ravens because the reason why I want to say the Ravens is because of the sacks. Like we thought our pass rush was going to be a big issue this season, but it's like the best part of our defense. But because they're so evenly matched, I don't want to say that. Seattle's really good up front, so I'm just going to call it a wash. Pretty even to me.
I'm gonna go even as well because, like I said, them getting Leonard Williams was big. Leonard Williams is all pro talent. So now, like you say, put
Mm-hmm.
him beside Jerry Reed and like that and Jamal Jones. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be hard for teams to deal with. And us, Matt PK has been playing well. He's on pace to probably get 10 sacks from interior D lineman, which is amazing in a 3-4 scheme. Michael Paris balled out. Hopefully he keeps it rolling. Broderick playing good. He got a nice little bag this all season. And Travis Jones, he playing much better ball and he playing smart. He's not getting those dumb roughing the pass opponents. And then you still got to reliable Brett Urban who coming in and get down and dirty. But I'm gonna go with Charles Well and make it and go with a tie. All right, linebackers right here and edge rushers since both teams play a 3-4. Go ahead, Dave.
I'm gonna give it to the Ravens just by a little bit. This one is pretty close, also. But the Ravens, how many times do I have to say it? Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, best linebacker duo in the game right now. Kyle Van Noy, absolute steal. Like Jadavion Clowney, signed this man to a multi-year contract. He has done nothing but play great ball since he's been here. On the Seattle side, of course, you have future Hall of Famer Bobby Wagner. He hasn't lost a step because he is just he's still killing it, man. And they have some other great players. Jordan Brooks, he's a star in the making. Boye, Maye, I don't know how to say his name. Daryl Taylor, they're good
Boye,
playmaking.
Boye,
Yeah,
it's
hell,
Boye
yeah.
Mafe there, Dave.
Mafe, yeah. I always screw his name up. But him, Daryl Taylor, good playmaking outside linebackers. So I'm gonna give it to the Ravens just by this much.
Well said. Go ahead, Shannon.
I agree. I mean, Seattle has a great linebacking core as well, like we do. I think the teams are pretty evenly matched when you try to, go matchup by matchup. I don't have anything negative to say about Seattle. I mean, I'm going to give the edge to the Ravens because our middle linebacker duo to me puts us above a lot of teams. And then when you look at what the outside linebackers have been able to do, even with us having guys out, like we couldn't ask for anything better than that. And to know that Roquan even gave Bobby Wagner some props and was saying that he used to go to him for advice about things that he can do. So it's going to kind of be like teacher and a student this week, and we're going to see those guys, do their thing. But I'm definitely going to give it to the Ravens just based on who we have in the middle up top anyway. That just sets you above a lot of teams.
Roll.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's definitely us. Like you said, Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith. Those two guys in the middle. Cal Van Noy's been a good addition. He's been playing good ball. Clown, he's been doing good, but him and Owe both got to just finish the sacks. That's the only issue I have with them too. We'll get a job back at some point. So the same with Tyus Bowser. And hopefully, we can see Malik Ham down the road too. And also Malik Harrison has been playing good outside linebacker as well. And for Seattle, like you said, they got Devin Bush, they got Jordan Brooks, Bobby Wagner, Darrell Taylor. You know what I mean? Chino Awusu. I think I said his first name wrong. And then Boye
Yeah, forgot
Mafe.
about
You got
him.
all those guys come off the edge, but definitely like yeah, the two middle linebackers we got, man, just set us above anybody. So I'm going with the Ravens by a slight edge. All right. This one got put together all in one. Sorry about that, but we'll still break it down. All right, so we'll go with the secondary. Go ahead, Dave.
Uh, yeah, secondary. Ravens once again, not by much, man. Both secondaries match up well. But the Ravens, like I said, we have the number one defense for a reason. Playmakers everywhere. Marlon Humphrey, Brandon Stevens, man, they've been close to lockdown corners, playing great ball, matching up against everybody and doing well against them. Then we only have given up 6 touchdown passes in the air the whole season. That's impressive. Kyle Hamilton and pick one, man. Geno Stone, Marcus Williams, both been fantastic. Don't matter who's in there. Stone leads the league in interceptions, and he started off as a backup, man. So we, like I said, top safeties. But Seattle secondary, they're legit too now. Devon Witherspoon, number 5 overall pick in the 2023 draft, is a star in the making. This kid can play. Tariq Woolen on the other side, talented corners, but they are young. They make plays, but they give up plays as well. Like I said, I've seen them get got on quite a few double moves. Jamal Adams, Quandre Diggs, they're a great safety duo as well. Adams is about tough as they come. I mean, big hitter. Quandre Diggs, he's a ball hawk, man. So, I'm gonna give it to us by a little bit, but it's once again pretty close.
Well said, Dave. Go ahead, Shannon.
Yeah, I agree. Seattle has a pretty good cornerback duo. They're young, like you said, so it's gonna be some good and bad with that learning. No, they're still learning. But when I look at the Ravens, I think the secondary has been like the best part of our whole team. Like when you break down each one, I mean, they've also dealt with a lot of injuries, guys in and out, and it doesn't seem like it matters. And not only are they preventing touchdowns, they're creating turnovers. Losing Marcus Williams, I mean, we looked at him to be that guy for us, and we were thinking like, what's going to happen if he's out? That doesn't seem to be an issue. So I give the Ravens the edge over the Seahawks, but the Seahawks definitely have a pretty good, almost great, could be great secondary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really close. It's really close. Like you said, you got Tariq Woolen. It's Devin Witherspoon. Davis. I know it's spelled with an O, but it's Devin. He said that 1,000 times when he got drafted. So Devin Witherspoon, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jackson, Jr. He played for the University of Miami. Jamal Adams, Quadri Diggs, Julian Love. Yeah, they got a pretty solid back here. Like I said, we got Marlowe back. Brandon Stevens playing good ball. Still got Rocketson. Cal Hamilton, Marcus Williams. He's practicing, and Geno Stone been balling, man. Kid got lead the league in picks, man. So, I'm gonna go with us by a slight margin because we've been getting more turnovers, but it's definitely pretty close. All right, I ain't even gonna go with special teams because that's gonna be a landslide, so ain't no need for that. All right. Let's get into this other topic. Are you surprised that EDC didn't make any trades at the deadline? Go ahead, Dave.
I'm not surprised at all because I don't think we need anything. Once again, when we're all healthy, we're good. We're solid all over the. We don't need anything. We already know quarterback. We got plenty running backs. Like I said, Keaton Mitchell. I think he's talented. He can't even get on the field right now. Receivers, we're super deep. We got 5 good ones. Devin Duvernay, another one. He can't even get on the field, and he can play. Defense is the number 1 defense in the league. We're deep there. I mean, look, like I said, we've been playing most of the season without Odafe Oweh, and we're still number 1. We lead with the sacks. We're making plays all over the field. So I don't think we needed anything. So I'm good with that. I'm glad we didn't make any trades. Keep all our draft picks and just keep this train rolling.
Gotcha. Well said, Dave. Go ahead, Shannon.
I'm not surprised. We talked about this last week. Like, I never want I never want anything that I root for to reach for a person. And I don't feel like the Ravens had that many holes where we needed to go out and get someone. Like I like last year, it was a need. We needed Roquan. When we went out there and got Marcus Peters, we needed Marcus Peters. I don't feel like this season it was a situation like that. Now, if you could have got one of the running backs or Devontae Adams, something like that, cool. But at what cost? You know what I mean? So it's like, am I mad that anything or surprised that nothing happened? No, because I didn't feel like we had a bunch of needs anyway. And I feel like if as long as guys are getting healthy and we can get them on the field and get that chemistry going, we'll be perfectly fine. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really see a need for a trade anyway at that point, really.
Well said, Shannon. Me, no, not really. Because like you said, it wasn't a whole bunch of holes that we needed to get filled. Could we got Chase Young? Could we got Montez Sweat? Yeah, but when you got your quarterback on a max contract, all draft picks count, even
Hmm.
the seventh round picks. So yeah, you got to keep all your draft capital because it's gonna be hard for you to get guys. Like you'll still be the sign of guys here too, because you know the flexibility and all that. But the sign like they want to splash, it's gonna be kind of hard to do that when your quarterback's making a lot of money, and rightfully so. They're the most
Mm-hmm.
important player on the team. So you gotta rebuild. You gotta get players through the draft. So EDC knows that. So you know you 6-2, like you say, you're 1 or 2 plays away from being 8-0. So it's like you didn't really need to go out and make no splash. And like
Big
you're
splash,
four and
right?
four, 3-5. You're like, all right, you know, this player or two will get us on the right path. You know, you already got a good record. You're first place in the AFC North, and you're top of the AFC conference period. So with a chance to have host the playoffs throughout if continue to win. So no, I'm not surprised. It wasn't really no need, honestly. It'd have been nice. It'd have been a luxury basically versus a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the other topics those y'all got put together. Sorry about that. All right, Marlon Humphrey versus DK Metcalf. Give me your thoughts on this particular matchup. What we got to do to slow down DK Metcalf? Go ahead, Dave.
Real quick before I touch into that, man, I totally agree with you on draft picks, man. I look at Geno Stone; he was a 7th round pick, so I agree with you, man. All draft picks count. You're totally
Mm-hmm.
right, man. But like I said, I got Marlon Humphrey locking him up, man. Listen, he about to put the seatbelt on him. DK Metcalf, you got your hands full this week, bro. And like I said, well, all our corners are playing well. Like I said, Brandon Stevens, he's matched up well. He's held his own, but I think Marlon Stevens going to lock Metcalf up.
Well said. Go ahead, Shannon.
This should be interesting. It's interesting because Seattle they like to utilize a lot of their wide receivers on the outside, and that means that our outside cornerbacks are going to be getting a lot of work, and it's going to be a test for Marlon Humphrey. You know, I don't think that he's been tested that much since probably when he came back against the Steelers, and he went up against Pickens. Um, do I think he's going to shut Metcalf down? I don't know. I guess it just depends on what do you call shutting down. You know, Metcalf had like 67 yards, I think, last
Right.
game I saw. That's not really that's not a bad game to have, and it's not like shutting him down totally. So could I still see Metcalf doing something like that? Like I think he had like double digit receptions. I don't think he's gonna have double digit receptions on Marlon. And I think that if Gino, proceeds to try to target him, it's just going to leave more opportunity for turnovers by our safeties or even Marlon if he can get it. Um, but I think it should be interesting. Like it's hard to say who's going to get the better of each other because I think it's going to be like Orange Sharpens Orange. Like they're going to be out there getting at it. It's tough to say. Like I think it'll be a good test for Marlon Humphrey. I'll say that. I think it'll be a good test to see where he is health wise and what he can do. Um, I don't think he's going to get beat because I think we have a great team around him. But it's like it could be a long Sunday for our cornerbacks.
Well said, Shannon. Me, I don't know. I think Marlon will hold him under 100 yards for sure. I'm gonna just say that. The last time we played him in 2019, remember when Marcus Peters' first game when he got the pick six? DK
Hmm.
Metcalf only had 50 yards, so and that was with Russell Wilson throwing to him. Russell Wilson was playing MVP football that year. So and that was on the road, and then we're home with the crowd. I think Marlon can hold him until 100. I think DK will get a couple catches, but it won't be nothing crazy. So it's definitely going to be a hell of a matchup. But I think Marlon can keep him under wraps for the most part. All right, let's go. 3 keys to victory. Go ahead, Dave.
All right, 3 keys to victory right here. Stop the run. You got to stuff Kenneth Walker. He's the key to the offense and make Geno Smith beat you. So that's number one. Number two, receivers, you got to make plays because we already know that front seven is tough. Lamar is going to throw the ball. So receivers, you just got to make plays. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Number three, protect Lamar from this front seven. Lamar, you got, Lamar, he's going to throw the ball this game, definitely, because Seattle's a well coached team. So that's my 3 keys.
Well said, Dave. Go ahead, Shannon.
Dave had one of my keys, which what I had was make them one dimensional offensively. We know their run game is the best part of their offense. If we can stop the run and limit it, like it's not productive at all, then you're forcing them to have to pass, and it kind of plays into our hands defensively and what we can do best, and we can make plays defensively. Also, establish the run. We saw what happened last week when you actually put the ball in Gus' hands. Let's not wait until late third quarter, fourth quarter to start doing that. Let's start doing that early so that we can start. If you want to dominate, like I always say, the run game is going to open up the passing game. I'm not saying the passing game can't open up the run game, but I just feel like if you establish the run, it just opens everything up, in the passing game, and that'll make everything else flow better. So go in trying to run the ball, like establish that we can do this. We can do this with Gus Edwards. And lastly, I need Lamar to be Lamar. Last week he was holding the ball a little bit too long for me. I mean, we talked about that yesterday, Justin. Get rid of the ball, and if it's there, run. What makes Lamar special, and I get it. We all think and believe Lamar can pass the ball. We all want him to be this passing quarterback, and that's great. I do too. But I also feel like the best part of Lamar's effect is like his athletic ability. Don't take that away, because then you're allowing the other team to make us one dimensional. And Lamar running the ball and being a part of that run game is what makes it go. And that's what makes Lamar special. So Lamar, be Lamar. Don't be hesitant. If you see an opening to run, run. You know what I mean? Like you're probably faster than a lot of guys out there. Make them pay. You know what I mean? Like just do you. Don't try to be too cute. You know what I mean? That's my whole thing with the offense. We need some consistency, and I think it'll start getting there if we run the ball more. And that goes with the running backs and Lamar. People might not want him to run, but that's part of what he does really well.
Well said, shit. I'm gonna touch on what you said before I get to my key. Run as a luxury, not as a necessity. That's my thing with him. Do it only every now and then, because he can sit back and dissect you apart. Like against Detroit, he took a lot of big shots, but he there was a lot of big completions. Sometimes you're gonna have to sit back and wait a second or two for certain routes to develop versus as soon as you see one guy come free, you want to take off because you can. Sometimes you gotta sit back there and take that chop in the mouth, like Shannon Sharp saying, deliver the ball. But number one, protect the football. It means no drops, no fumbles, no interceptions. Two, get takeaways on defense. Get your offense a short field. Three, score touchdowns in the red zone. Like I said, only time I really want Justin Tucker's on the field kicking extra points, but I know you're going to kick field goals at times, but score more touchdowns than field goals. So those are my three keys right there. I was getting some over and under stat lines. First one, I'm going to set the ball low because of the performance here last week. Lamar Jackson, over under 150 yards passing. Go ahead, Dave.
Definitely over, because like I said, I think Lamar is going to throw the ball more this game because Seattle's pretty good up front. Really top D line. I think Lamar's going to be around 230 passing it this week.
I like it. Go ahead, Shannon.
You said 150, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over. I think Lamar can pass for over 150 yards. Again, I call it being cute. I don't want us to go up there and try to be too cute and think we got to pass the ball all around the field. But he definitely can get over 150.
So give me a number.
Maybe like 210.
Okay, well, that's good. Definitely over for me because last week it was just a lot going on. I think he definitely gonna have that chip on the shoulder, because he's his worst critic. So, he's always on. Even when he does stuff good, he always felt like he could have done it better. So no matter what any analysts say or whatever, Lamar's on himself all the time. That's why everybody love him because he never gets too big headed. I think he'll go for 275. Me personally, close to 300 because, like I said, he's gonna get the ball out quick. And you're going to see more sense of urgency. They know even though we won last week, it was a lackluster performance compared to what they did to the Lions. So I'm going to go 275 yards for Lamar. All right, Gus Edwards. Let's go. He had 80 yards. I'm going to go 80 yards. Over or under 80 yards rushing. Go ahead, Dave.
I think it's going to be a little bit under because I keep saying Seattle has a tough defensive line. I think Gus will be around 55, 60 this week.
Okay, go ahead, Shannon.
I'll say under. Maybe about between 70. What was the number again? You said 80?
80.
I think about 70,
80,
75.
yep.
70, 75.
All right, I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna go with 65 yards rushing. I think Justice Hill get a little bit more yards this week. All right, let's go. Rashad Bateman over or under 25 yards receiving. Go ahead, Dave.
I think under. I think it'll be around 20. He hasn't really been getting involved. He gets about 2-3 catches a game. So I think about 20, just a little bit under.
Go ahead, Shannon.
This is it's tough to say. Because when you ask a question like that, it makes me think about like parlays and like these guys, you'll pick 25 thinking, oh, they can get 25 yards, and then they don't get 25 yards. So I'll say this from what I'll say he can get 25 yards. I don't think it's going to be over. I think he can get. I'll say he can get 25 yards. The reason why I'm going to say that is because it seems like everybody wants to get him more involved. He even seems to be a little bit more confident. I think that he'll probably get a little bit more targets this week, just based on that grown man play he made last week. A lot of people owe him an apology just based on things they've said about him. But I'll just say he'll be at 25 yards.
No. Okay,
No what?
but nobody owes him an apology. One play don't. Well, nobody. Let me tell you what. Before I get my number, nobody owes him an apology. That's one play. You make one play, and then everybody supposed to just now throw the cape down for you. No, you're a first round receiver. You're supposed to be doing what Devontae. You're supposed to be doing what Devontae Smith is doing right now, and Jamar Chase. You was the same class as those guys. You're supposed to be doing some similar things to what they're doing, being the one that's leading the passing game, not barely getting numbers that a sixth receiver get. But anyway,
well,
I'm gonna be nice. I think he's gonna get 40 yards
say,
receiving, so I'm gonna go over.
Let me just say this real quick. Me saying people owe him an apology, I'm not like literally like
Yeah.
the only reason why I say that is because some people have been really hard on him. And to know the things he's been dealing with personally, like that's why I fell back on the things that I've said about him, because he was dealing with some real stuff
Right.
personally. And I think everybody in real life, and when you're dealing with real life stuff, it can affect your work too. So football players are no different. So I'm saying that he's good. He's more comfortable now. He's coming back from injury. He's getting more involved. And that play that he made last week, that was a grown man play. I'm saying that shows you that he can be that guy. Now go be that guy. We said before we should target him more. Stop trying to force feed Odell. We pick him in the first round for a reason. So me saying apologize, not literally, you don't need to apologize to him. But I think that, with everything he's gone through injury-wise and in his personal life, he's coming along well. And I just feel like we need to get him more involved in the offense as well.
I think both y'all have good points. I
get
agree.
it.
I totally agree with you. Like I said, Justin, you're a first-round receiver. You should be putting up way better numbers and playing better than what you are. And I agree with you also, Shannon. Like I said, if you have problems going off, it can affect you. But you should.
Really just saying
This was 2021. You was drafted. I think you should be a lot farther along than what you are now. Right now, you're just like a possession receiver. So I agree with both of y'all. So.
Yeah, Shannon, and what's my last thing? Tim, I can finish this stat line. Torrey Smith, brother, passed away the day before. He went out and had a great game. Ed Reed, same thing. So I mean, you gotta,
and
get it. He's
we
not
just
those
saw
guys.
a Lions player just walked away from football. So everybody is not the same. Some guys can revel in negativity, and some people got to step away.
You talking about Marvin Jones?
whoever it was. He
He's
just
been in
left
the league for
football. But
1,000 years. But it was
it
it was
it does
Marvin
it,
it was Marvin Jones. I'm telling you.
but the thing about Bateman is we can't act like he haven't been hurt.
Yeah,
He has been hurt. He's been hurt since he's been here. That's what we've been complaining about.
right.
So
Right.
I mean, it ain't about. I ain't never
Yeah.
think he wasn't a Doug. I never thought he couldn't do it. It's just get out here and do it. Like you're not on the field.
Right. I
Yeah.
agree.
Anyway, let's put up a shut up time for him this year. He's not coming back at this for the fourth year. All right, Mark Andrews. Let's go 60 yards over under.
I think definitely over Mark Andrews. We need you every week. You gotta do something for us. So I'm gonna say over. I'm gonna say 90 yards.
I can see that. Go ahead, Shannon.
I'll say over 85.
Okay, I'm gonna go over as well. I'm gonna go 75, just to play it safe. But I think he's definitely gonna have more than 60. All right, one more offense. Then we're gonna defense. Zay Flowers over under 35 yards receiver.
Definitely over. Zay, I need another big game out of you. 75 for Zay this week. And a touchdown.
That'd be nice. Go ahead, Shannon.
I'm gonna say over. I think he's gonna want to make up for last week. He was kind of, he really wasn't much to say about him last week. He didn't do too much. I'll say over. I'll say about. I'll say 75.
That would be nice. I'm gonna say over because he has no choice. He played like dog shit last week. I got to be completely honest. And granted, he been playing good all year long, so he was gonna have a rookie wall game. That was just crazy. Yeah, I put him down for over 50 yards. This motherfucker had 19, so he has no choice but that over. So I'm gonna go 55 yards receiving for Zay Flowers. Yeah, because that was horrible, man. Yeah. All right, now defense total team sacks. Let's go 6. Over under. Go ahead, Dave.
I'm going to say just a little bit under. I think we'll probably get 4 this week. I think it'll be a lot of hits because Geno Smith he gets rid of the ball pretty quickly. So I'm gonna just say 4 this week for us, a little bit under.
Okay, go ahead, Shannon.
I was going to say the same thing, under and 4. Like I said, I have a lot of respect for what Seattle does up front and what they can do. What Geno Smith can do, like you said, Dave, he gets the ball out fast. So that can limit sacks. So I'll say 4, but I still think they'll get there and can make things, a little ugly for him. Uncomfortable, more or less.
I'm gonna go a little bit under. Gotcha. I'm gonna go a little bit under and go 5. All right, Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith. Total team tackles 20. Over under.
I'm gonna say over because, like I said, Seattle's definitely gonna run the ball more. So I'm gonna say over. I'm gonna give him about 27. I think Roquan has a big game, 15, and Queen will probably get 12.
Okay, that'd be nice. Go ahead, Shannon.
I was going to say over and say 22. I think Roquan can get. I think Roquan will probably get 10. I think he'll get about 10, and I think Patrick Queen can get about 12. Because I don't think they're going to really want to run towards Roquan, but I think he's going to be in on a lot anyway. And I do expect them to try to run the ball a lot. So I think our middle linebackers are going to have some work to do on Sunday.
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go 24 because they're going to be tackling in the pass game too. They're gonna throw the ball to Noah Fat. So I'm gonna go 12 for Roquan, 12 for Patrick Queen. All right, last one. Total team interceptions on defense. I'm gonna go 3 over under. Go ahead, Dave.
I'm gonna say 3 on the dot. I think push because like I said, Geno, he's been throwing a lot of picks this year, and I think the pressure's going to really get to him. You already know M&T Bank Stadium's going to be rocking, so I think it'll be 3 on the dot.
Okay, go ahead, Sean.
I'm gonna say under and just say 2. I do think that we'll get some turnovers, and because I think that Geno's gonna, because if we can do what I want us to do, which is like make them one dimensional, make the run game non-existent, then they're gonna pass the ball. In that case, then we're gonna have some chances to make some plays. So I'll say 2.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go under as well with 2. I think Geno Stone get 1, and I think Marlon Humphrey get his first interception of the year. I just feel it in my gut. All right, the last topic of the night. Good old score prediction. Let's go ahead, Dave.
I think it's going to be a tough defensive game, low scoring. I think the Ravens going to pull it out in a tough one, 19-17. Ravens win.
I'll take the win, but God, I hope we score more than some goddamn 19 points. Go ahead, Shannon.
I'm gonna say Ravens 30, Seahawks 24. I think it'll be a good game. I don't think that it's going to be a situation where anybody is getting blown out. I think it'll be a comfortable win, but I do think that Seattle will make plays and score some points as well. Maybe not through the air, maybe through running. But I think it'll be a good game. But I still give it to the Ravens.
I think this gonna be a game. The offense save us, believe it or not, because I just think the defense been playing so well. They're due for like somewhat of a little bit of a let up, and the weapons that Seattle got, it can be an issue. So I'm gonna go 31-28 Ravens with Justin Tucker hitting the game winner. Oh man, all right, that's it. We're gonna do closing remarks. So go ahead, Dave. You go first.
All right, like I said, thanks everybody tapping in. I want to say happy birthday a couple people. My guy Lou Eli, happy birthday. Larry Bracy, shout out a couple of people. Keisha Edwards, saying people that have been, rock with me since I've been, starting. So Maurice Waters also. So, pretty much it right there. Ravens Nation.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Shannon.
I just want to say, yesterday we had a segment talking about Odell and if we understood his frustrations, and I saw that he, spoke to the media today and gave some quotes. What I can appreciate is him acknowledging that he didn't come here to get 2,000 yards. His goal was to win a Super Bowl, which is what we were talking about yesterday. What's important to you, which is winning. But I will say, like I said a couple of weeks ago, when Lamar and everybody else was doing it, I don't like performative anger because I feel like it causes unnecessary drama. I understand it's a human reaction to get upset about things when it's not going your way. But the perception is that you're mad about you not getting the ball or you not scoring a touchdown when it should be about the team and us winning. So I did appreciate him saying that he's not here for the yards and the stats, that he's happy for everybody. They're all happy for each other when they're making plays and doing particular things. I would just like less of the, throwing helmets and screaming and all of that on the sideline. And that's pretty much been Odell his whole career. Like we saw what happened when he was in New York. We know what type of guy he is. He wears emotion on his sleeves. But when you act like that, like the question that man Justin had was like, who are you mad at? Because when we look at what was going on, like you could have done more to get the ball, to make that a possession where you scored or put the ball or got a touchdown or whatever. So I'm just saying that to say I appreciate Odell for acknowledging what we were kind of questioning, like what's up, what you want, what do you want? And if we're all on the same page and we all want to win, we should do less of that throwing helmets and let's get more on the sideline and talk about what we're doing out there and what can be done to be better. Like I would rather see you guys talking versus throwing helmets and yelling and screaming.
Yeah. I definitely watched a little bit of it as well to pick it back on what you just said, Shannon. Yeah, he definitely held himself accountable. He said, "I gotta get open. I gotta catch the ball. I gotta be more consistent." So yeah, it's that simple. Yeah, Lamar can definitely find them better or throw better passes. That's what I'm saying. But I'm glad that he held himself accountable and he realized the bigger goal in hand is to win a championship because he's already did all the personal accolade stuff. So yeah.
Hmm.
Just everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. Like, yeah, y'all back to back shows. Sorry for missing Tuesday. It's Halloween, so yeah, blah blah blah. Enjoy the Thursday night game. I hope Tennessee beat the snot out of Pittsburgh. For personal and
Yeah.
financial reasons. So go Will Levis and Derrick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins and you know handle business. But yeah, enjoy the games this weekend, especially the college games. And then Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern, M&T Bank Stadium gonna be rocking. You got a very high Seahawks coming in town, so hopefully we can pick up where we left off against the Lions, as far as continuing our home winning streak. But like I said, we'll be back Tuesday, do our recap of Week 9. Me and Shannon, then we'll do a preview of Week 10 next week around the same time. Dave will be back on. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Make sure y'all trade. Y'all know what it stands for. Talking Ravens all day, every day. From your host, Justin P., and my two MVP co hosts, Ms. Shannon Fitch and Super Data Mailman. Love y'all guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back Tuesday, same bad time, bad channel. We are out.
Good
Now,
night, guys.
happy birthday.